Welcome again, my friends, to another edition of Papa Bojo's Kitchen. Today, we're going to make a nice minestra. What minestra is in Italian is it's really like a soup. Some are thinner than others, some are thicker than others. I'm going to make a zucchini minestra, okay? And with that, I'm going to have about 2 cups of Roma tomatoes that you're going to blanch and you're going to dice, okay? You can dice them fine or you can crush them with your hands. I like them diced into small cubes. You're going to have about 1.5 cups of cannelloni beans. You're going to have, if you have fresh herbs from your garden, it's best. I've got here some fresh basil and some fresh oregano. Sometimes people use oregano, sometimes they don't. I use it. This is maybe about a 3/4 tablespoon when it's chopped up, and this is probably more like 1/4 cup all chopped up, but we're going to rip it up with our hands. We've got 2 cloves of garlic that we're going to dice up. We've got 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. We've got a whole onion that we're going to cut into wedges, and we've got some salt and pepper. And although I haven't freshly grated it yet, but I will, we're going to use pecorino romano for this. So let's get going and start. First thing we're going to do is we're going to dice up the onion. Now we're going to cut it into wedges. Next, we're going to dice up zucchini into about 1/4 inch cubes. Now we're going to slice 2 cloves of garlic into nice slivers. Now that we have all of our ingredients prepped, it's time to assemble this. Add the 1/4 cup of olive oil to an already very heated pan. Add in the whole onion that's been slivered, and you can hear it sizzling. Add just a touch of salt. And continue cooking until almost translucent. Now that the onions are almost translucent, we're going to stir in the garlic. And add in the zucchini. Once you see the zucchini is just starting to brown just a little bit, and keeping an eye on the garlic, making sure the garlic doesn't overly brown, then you're going to add in your tomatoes, and you're going to stir those in. Notice how that cools down the temperature a little bit. Now you're going to bring this back up to heat. But before you do, you're going to add in, I would say about a little more than 1/4 teaspoon of salt and about a good teaspoon of fresh cracked black pepper. And you're going to stir that in. I keep on having things spill outside the pool here. Once you have this stirred in, you can see it's starting to heat up. Now you're going to add in your herbs. And we're going to tear in both the oregano, and we're going to tear in the oregano and the basil. Make sure you're not using a knife to cut this. Use your hands to do it. Once the herbs have been added and stir in 2 cups of chicken broth. If you want to make this vegetarian, you can use vegetable broth. Next, add in the cannelloni beans, and stir these in. Once this comes to a boil, then you're going to stir in about a half a cup of pecorino romano, about 1/2 to 3/4 of a cup. You stir that in. You're going to make a nice thin creamy soup with that pecorino romano. And then you're going to taste it, okay? Once you've got this turned in, be careful, it's going to be hot. You're going to taste it. And then you're going to re-season with as much salt or pepper that you want. And if you want, you can even add more pecorino romano. Use your own tastes. What you like is what you do. Now we're going to turn the heat down to a simmer, and we're going to simmer this covered for about 30 minutes. So the minestra has been simmering for about a half hour, and what we're going to do, we're going to plate it. So you can plate this just as a soup, as a minestrone soup, or you can put this over pasta. And don't forget, because it's sort of like a vegetable soup, it's like an in-season type vegetable soup where you can really add or subtract anything from what I've got in here. You can add peas, you can add corn. Instead of using the herbs that I'm using here, you can use spinach. Feel free to make it what you want, what you like. Now, I also like to add a little bit of red chili flakes to mine. If you're adventurous, this is the time to do it. And of course, more pecorino romano cheese. Sprinkle that over the top of this, like snow covering the mountainside. And for garnish, we're going to add a little bit of fresh basil and a little fresh oregano. And that's what you have, a perfect zucchini minestra. I hope you try it. It's really good. It's great, especially in the wintertime, but even in the summertime, use the fresh vegetables. And I hope you like it, and I hope to see you again on another episode of Papa Bojo's Kitchen. Buon appetito, everybody. And let's take a quick look at this. I'll put some pictures in also at the end so you can see it. And goodbye. Everybody have a great day.